Hello and welcome to a nice wintry day on Gubb farm. The tractor is due a clean, mainly on the inside. It's got very muddy. So I thought when I'm giving it a bit of a clean, I will do a review of it, talking you through the good and bad points and how I'm getting on so far. The tractor has about 75 to 80 hours on it, so it's just about broke in. It's had its first 50-hour service, so I'm now going to start giving it a bit of a wash. So that's the outside cleaned, but that was just kind of cosmetic, didn't really have to be done I suppose. But the real problem is inside, it's just filthy and I'm getting dirty just getting inside the cab. So let's get stuck into that. Looking a bit cleaner now. I will not get covered in mud just using the switches, which is good. So let's go through some of the dislikes and likes. Starting with the dislikes. This point is beeping and it's common to the Jeep I drive, every car I get into and every modern machine now. So if I fail to put on the parking brake when I get out of the tractor, or if my bum just comes off the seat because I'm looking over my shoulder at the hitch, for example, or looking at a link box, it starts beeping at me. So it's probably doing its job. It's established a Pavlovian response where the beeping is so annoying I put on the engine brake, and you're probably going, well, that's all great, but it's a bit annoying when you have to put on the engine brake just to look over your shoulder at the hitch. You know, it's just the balance isn't right there, so I'm probably going to get a pair of pliers if I can and cut the wire. I probably won't, but that's what I want to do. Another dislike is the external hydraulics control. You know, I've got the safety bracket around it and it's really very hard to move. I can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to stop any sudden movements that would cause injury to myself, so good idea, but poor implementation. It's just not a pleasant user experience, so that could be refined. The last dislike, are the supports on the 3-point linkage arms. Firstly, they're really good. You can position them very well despite being a pin-based solution as opposed to something you can screw. So that's very good. Well done there. But the little spring clip just cuts the fingers off you to try and put it on and off. So again, they could make the bolt a bit longer and put on a heavier, something a bit easier to lock it into position. It's a minor issue, I know, but just have to take a breath every time I go to fiddle with them because I know I'm going to hurt my fingers. So let's go through some of the likes. First up, the grip. This tractor just puts a smile on my face when you've got a load behind it, because you just don't expect a small 66 horsepower tractor to be able to pull so well. It's just fantastic and really has surpassed all expectations. I think that it could be heavier on the front, but you know, all tractors need weights on the front if you are to get the best grip out of them. But that being said, it hasn't stopped me from doing anything I needed to do. So I'm wrestling with, do I put a set of weights on the front or do I put a front loader on it? And I'm going to see if there is a need going forward for a front loader. But all that being said, the tractor is doing its job. You know, when I have a link box full of stones, it might be a bit light on the front, but that's part of the fun of the job as well. When I bought this tractor, I wrestled, you know, should I go for something around 100 sort of horsepower? And in the end, I wanted something that was fuel efficient, low in emissions, and that could drive the machines I expect to use, so mowing machine, etc. And again, I've been very happy with the choice of power. I'm able to fly with a topper, a 5-foot topper or 6-foot topper, I can't remember. But there's no issues with the topper. There's no issues pulling. Fine, you don't go as fast as a tractor with 180 horsepower, but again, no issues at all. So my thoughts now are that if you're a small holder, just doing the sort of jobs, the pulling and lifting sort of jobs that I tend to do, I think the power is just bang on the money. I don't think you need any more, because if you're a small holder and you're getting into harvesting and you're going to contract in those machines when you need them if you've got a small holding, because you could never justify the investment in those machines. So I think power wise, nailed it. Another like is the comfort. You know, it's got a really comfy seat. It's just a comfortable, pleasant cabin to be in. So everything is at hand. Yep, it's just really good. Another thing that I really like is the turning circle. You know, you can just turn this tractor almost on a sixpence. And the back wheel ends up pretty close to where it started. And when you're walking around small fields and trees, it's just fantastic. Also, because the turning circle is so good, you really notice it when you're reversing. You know, you've got tremendous control to rapidly change direction when you're reversing with trailers. So again, that's another little nice benefit. Again, I think the last thing now in terms of likes is a very simple thing, but I really like the minimum rev control feature. It was probably designed for topping or PTO type work, but when I'm just pottering around the farm, it's got two settings, an A and a B. It's like cruise control. You just stick it in A, and I have that set to say 1500 revs, and the tractor just goes to that RPM and sits there without you having to use the foot throttle or hand throttle. So I find that feature very useful, just A, B, depending on how quickly I want to go somewhere. And I very rarely bother with hand throttles when I'm going on long drives. I'm just putting the tractor back in the shed, and I remembered there's one other thing I really like, and that is the shuttle shift. It's just so handy. No need to press the clutch, just forward, backwards. It's very good. So with regards to issues, there's been one issue so far. It was an issue with the sensor, I think on the brake. I think that's the course again of modern machinery, and I know where they're going. They're putting sensors in the engines, in the gearboxes, and everywhere to try and, you know, prevent damage and make repairs cheaper, I suppose. But everybody I talk to, regardless of brand, they're all saying the same thing. They're having sensor issues. You know, I saw a brand new, really big tractor parked up on the side of the road 1 mile from here because the sensor had gone in the gearbox. So I think that this new trend to put sensors in everywhere to try and protect the machines or whatever the purpose is, great, but manufacturers need to just have a good think about the quality of the sensors they're putting in there and they do not appear to be fit for purpose right now. So on that note about the sensor going, one of the reasons I went for a 5-year warranty is that it's somebody else's problem if something breaks. And Clark's of Cavan, who sold me the tractor, they were brilliant. I phoned them up, the next day there was a mechanic out, he fixed it in 10 minutes and he was gone. No hassle, no fuss. So fair play to Clark's of Cavan. And at the end of the day, regardless of what brand of machine you buy, you are going to have issues. And the difference between a good or bad experience then will be how good is the customer care. So I would have no hesitation in recommending Clark's now, because not only was the sales process good, the aftercare has been fantastic as well. So the last question is, would I buy it again? And without hesitation, yes. I'm very happy with the choice I made. Time will tell on reliability, but so far, no major issues and I'm very happy. So until next time, good luck.